Morning guys, welcome back to the farm. Today is an exciting day. We are getting all the chickens out of the brooders, total of 60 some. We're going to count and figure out how many, and we are going to be moving them into the new chicken tractor. So we're getting the feeder ready. I'm going to cut this in half, put another 5-foot feeder trough in there for the birds, and we're going to see how this goes. So let's get started. All right guys, we've got the feeders made. We just cut them in half. They're 10-foot long, sewage 4-inch sewage pipe. We used to do the Schedule 40, but the sewage pipe is about $15 cheaper for a 10-foot piece, so we ended up doing that. And then we cut like a 4-inch groove down the middle, and we put 2 wooden caps on the ends of the tube to obviously hold the feed in, and screwed those in. And then we just used our little bit of wire and we hook them to the center beam going down there, and you can adjust them just by lifting that up and down. Super simple. And so we got 2 5-foot feeders in the coop now. That should give the birds plenty of room to eat from either side. Now it is nice today, but it's starting to get down in temperature again, but that's just the time of year it is. So we've got these 4-foot high by 20-foot long tarps that we are going to put on either side of this, just to give these guys a windbreak at night. We may eventually end up putting something on the back as well, so it'll be covered on 3 sides. We'll leave some of this top open so we can get a little ventilation going through there. But I'm going to open up these tarps and see how this works, see how we're going to try to attach this to the chicken tractor, and let's see how this works out. And then we're going to get these chickens out. I know they want to be outside. This isn't the perfect time of year for chickens, but as we talked before, we needed them for market, so we're doing it. Right now the weather's fine. It's just the grass really isn't growing. There's not any bugs that they can eat, but at least they're out on grass, and we'll get them off of their manure every day. So let's check out these tarps, see how we're going to attach them, and we'll go get chickens. Okay, first surprise of the day. These big bags, we thought it was 1 tarp per bag. We got 2 of them. There's actually 8 tarps in here, so we're gonna have plenty of tarps, which is fine because we wanna be building some more of these chicken tractors. So I may just wrap a tarp around the back. We're gonna just line this up and figure out which way we wanna go with it. It does have grommets all the way around, so we're gonna use grommets, and right now I'm just gonna use zip ties. We're gonna lift this up and tie it to the brace here on top where the rest is tied to. So we'll get that going, see how it works out. Okay, not bad. I just wrapped it around this bar inside with zip ties. Some of these holes lined up and I was able to use the bungees as well, but we just got it wrapped and then hooked around the chicken wire to hold it. And yes, I did put screw holes in the side of my brand new tarp, but it really doesn't matter. I think I was gonna have to put something to hold this down, but I think this is gonna work just the way it is. I screwed it into the side braces, all 4 of them, and I kind of like it. The wind is kind of blowing today and it's holding down. I'm gonna have to dress this back here. I think I'll just zip tie it up there, maybe screw in this bottom one so it doesn't blow open like this, but I'm happy with it. So we'll get the other side done. I won't bore you showing you that. I'll just show you the finished product, and we'll have chickens coming outside, our favorite time of the year, getting them out of the brooders. All right guys, first batch is delivered. 16 of them. These guys are around 5 weeks. The rest of the ones we have are 4 weeks old. Got our 2 feeders filled. They are just trying to figure out what's going on being outside here. I've got 4 waterers in here right now, and we do use the pan waterers once we get them out here on grass. And if it does get down to freezing, it's a lot easier to break this water out. So I am excited. It is nice having these chickens outside, these tarps up. We've got 16 in. I'm gonna count how many we're putting in here. So let's go get the rest of these guys out here on this grass. All right, guys. What a beautiful sight. This is 65 Cornish Cross, and I think they have plenty of room. It's 10 by 20. They say like 1.5 feet, 1.5 square feet per chicken. We just want to see what it looks like. Once these guys get bigger, all these guys do, guys, is eat and poop, and they have a lot of poop. So we don't want to just pack them in here so we can have more and get more quicker. We want them to be comfortable. But this is 4 and 5 weeks old, and I couldn't tell the difference between the ones that are 4 and 5 weeks old. But awesome sight, man. I'm loving this. We may add more waterers. Got one in the front corner, the middle. We may come back here and put one in the back corner. Just gonna see how it goes. It's gonna take them a minute to find the water. I've dunked a couple beaks, so a few of them know where it is at. But this is awesome. We do have about 6 more Cornish over in with our turkeys, and I think I'm gonna go grab those and put them in here too. So we'll put this down for a minute, go get those other 6 Cornish, come back in here, and I wanna compare these Cornish to regular chickens, just for some of you guys that don't know how fast these things grow and how big they get. We have 1 egg layer that's the same age as these. Ryan gave it to us when we went to Valley Farms. I'm going to show you that chicken compared to these here real quick. Let's go get those other Cornish, check out those turkeys. Okay, so we are just across the driveway. We've got another batch here, and these are mostly turkeys. I think we have 6 Cornish in here. They were about the same age. Obviously, I hope you can tell the difference here between the turkeys and the Cornish. So we're just going to turn this into just the turkeys. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turkeys, I guess, maybe 6. We got 6 turkeys, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Cornish. So I was off by 1. So I'm gonna grab these 7 Cornish, and there are some of them are a little bit bigger. This big old boy right here, and some of you are wondering, well, how you gonna know? And well, you can come out and see the size. We've butchered enough chickens to know when they're ready. Some of these I think are probably 6 weeks. So we'll grab these 7 Cornish, and that will give us 72 birds out there, and just see how that works. So let's get these guys. Turkeys are doing well. I'm gonna put them on a game bird feed that's got higher protein, and I don't want the Cornish eating that. We don't want them to grow any faster than they already are. So the turkeys will have their own space. All the Cornish will be together. All right, don't ask me why, but this gets me excited. I think they have plenty of room. We now have 70, what do we have, 65 and 72 Cornish, and we've got 1 little egg layer right there, and that is a Splash Australorp. When we went down and picked up our last meat chickens at Valley Farms, Ryan had that one hatch out and asked if we wanted it, and I've never really been known to turn down a chicken, so yes please, we'll take it. But I think at this age, man, they've got plenty of room in here. We are still gonna move this thing 2 times a day just to keep them off their manure. So I think this is awesome, man. This gets me super excited for next season. Like I said, we wanna build 2 or 3 of these, and it's gonna be awesome. So I love that I can stand up in here. Obviously, as I go to the sides, I hit the tarp, but I'm not banging my head on anything wooden, so it's not bad at all. But I'm gonna grab this little Splash Australorp and one of the meat birds that's the same age as it, and I want to show you the difference. All right, guys, so here's an egg layer. Here's a meat bird at 4 weeks old. You can see these are bred just to put on meat. These are for egg laying. This thing is pretty. We're not sure if this is a male or female yet. I'm hoping female, but either way, super cool to have. But I'll put this guy down. The one cool thing we found out, we only had one egg layer in with our meat birds this time. But whenever you mix egg layers and meat birds, the egg layers will scratch and move that manure around, and it's not so nasty when it's just all meat birds in there. So if that's something you may want to try out, if you're getting meat birds and egg layers at the same time, put them together, and these egg layers scratch and move that stuff around a lot better. And then you don't just have big old clumps of manure. All right, guys, it is almost dinner time, which I won't have to feed them because I just fed them, but we are going to move them in the morning. And you may think, man, that's 10 by 20. That thing's got to be heavy. And honestly, it's really not. We've got the wooden base. You can see it's a nice big tractor. The wooden base is pretty heavy, but you don't have to lift it up very far. So we're going to come back out tomorrow morning when it's time to move these guys, and I'm going to show you how they move. So stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow to show you our first broiler move. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Birds are doing well. I'm gonna sneak inside here to try and get out of this wind so y'all can hear me. Always want to see how long these waters last. They still have a little bit. Obviously needs to be cleaned out. Oh, almost dropped you. Needs to be cleaned out, but I think the 4 waters will be enough for now. Brooklyn and I did put a back on this, as you can see, just because we were going to have some winds and we're supposed to get some rain today. So I just wanted to make sure everybody is comfortable today and we don't have any unplanned losses. So it's working out good. You can see there is manure everywhere. 72, 73 birds. It's going to happen. So we're going to get this moved. Obviously, I'm going to need to get the waters out first, and then we'll be able to pull it along. So the one thing we talked about in another video is our broiler bumpers. This helps so they don't get their legs run over. It's just a piece of conduit. My Uncle Ken and I came up with the broiler bumper, so that will help as they move along. So I'm gonna get these waters out of here, and I'm gonna show you, this is a 10 by 20 carport frame. Show you how easy this is for one person to move. So let's get these waters out and let's get these guys moved to fresh ground. Okay, you can see not very hard. We are going downhill, that helps a little bit, but it's really not that heavy. Once you lift that front up a little bit, it pulls easy. And like I showed you before when we made it, you can lift it with a dolly on the front and pull it. So we may use the dolly coming back up the hill, but I am excited about this, guys. I know some of you may not be excited about chickens, but meat chickens and meat chicken housing, but this excites me for next year. Like I said, there's 72 in here, plus that one little egg layer, and I think we could easily get 100 in here. There is plenty of room. That was their first move. They'd never been outside and never had anything hitting them. That's why we call it the bumper. It's gonna bump into them and push them along, but they don't get rolled up underneath that. So man, I just get really excited. Next year, our meat chicken season is going to be awesome. Going to be able to raise a lot more birds more efficiently. We could do some automatic water things in here, but then it just makes it a little heavier to pull. But we may look into that. I'm not sure. I don't mind filling up the pans here for the chickens. So this is awesome. Moves easy. What are you doing? So it is kind of nice and warm in here. You can see a little breeze coming through, but these guys are fully feathered out, so that shouldn't be an issue. Going to be in the 70s again today, and then tomorrow gets highs are in the 50s and lows in the low 40s at night. But I think all these birds are going to do well together, be able to stay warm. Let's find our little egg layer in here. I saw him just a minute ago, or her, not sure. There she is, Splash Australorp. So we'll see how that one turns out, but really awesome. I'm glad we did put the brake on the back. It's just another one of those tarps. We wrapped it around the sides and it is working great. So anyway, I was excited to show you guys this. I was more excited to actually get them out of the brooders and outside. They've got some sun, they've got grass. I did see a couple bugs in here that they were running around and eating, so there's not as much as in the summer, but they have some things to eat. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you following along as always, and make sure you check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and don't forget to make the change.